start at 0 dB equals 0 dB.
Good afternoon to you and welcome to the live proceedings of the Senate. This being an afternoon sitting of the House on Thursday, the 9th of May, the year being 2024, a broadcast brought to you by the Parliamentary Broadcasting Unit in conjunction with the Kenya Broadcasting Corporation. This resumption of the House at this particular juncture has been occasioned by a return of a normalcy situation earlier on when we were about to have the sitting of the House commence at 2:30. The Parliament premises witnessed a power outage, and the Speaker at the time, Honorable Abdul Haji, adjourned the House for 30 minutes. And now the House is yet again back to business this afternoon with a lot of business lined up for consideration this afternoon. And to just take you through some of the agenda for consideration this afternoon is the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bills number 10 of the year 2024 by the Senate Leader of the Majority Party. This bill is being introduced at the Senate at the first reading after the National Assembly considered it. Away from the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission Amendment Bill number 10 of the year 2024, this afternoon we expect resumption of debates as well as division on a motion by the Senator for Narok County on the status of pending bills in counties. This is a bill that has been ongoing at the Senate, and we expect conclusion of this particular motion, a debate on this particular motion, and probably a division on amendments. The Maternal, Newborn and Child Health Bill, Senate Bills number 17 of the year 2023 by Senator Beatrice Ogola, is a bill that senators are set to receive debate on this afternoon. Lined up for consideration equally is a Wildlife Conservation and Management Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 49 of the year 2023, as well as the Local Content Bill. This is a bill by the Chairperson, Standing Committee on Matters Energy, Senate Bills number 50 of the year 2023. The Cooperative Society Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 53 by nominated Senator Mariam Sheikh Omar, is a bill currently at the second stage, and we expect debate on that bill. Pursuant to standing orders of the House, standing orders number 57, subsection 1, the Senate Leader of the Majority Party will this afternoon be issuing a statement on the business of the Senate for the week commencing on the 14th of May this year. Pursuant to standing orders number 53, subsection 1, Senator for Kisumu County, Senator Professor Tomo Jenda, will be seeking a statement from the Standing Committee on Matters Devolution and Intergovernmental Relations regarding the state of stadia facilities in Kisumu County. Nominated Senator Raphael Chimera will be seeking a statement from the Committee on Labor on alleged corruption and nepotism at the Kenya Academy of Sports. The Speaker of the Senate, Honorable Amason Kingi, is already in the chamber this afternoon. Allow me to hand you over for this live broadcast. Enjoy your viewing.
Now, honorable senators, welcome back from that very brief suspension. And that was due to factors that were truly beyond our control. Clerk, you may proceed to call the next order.
Order number 1, administration of oath. Order number 2, communication from the chair. Order number 3, messages. Order number 4, petitions.
The Chairperson, Standing Committee on Health.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I beg to lay the following petition report on the table of the Senate today, 9th May 2024, a report on the Standing Committee on Health on a petition by Mr. Jaffa Muhsin Kasey and others concerning management and use of Kenyatta University Teaching and Referral and Research Hospital, KUTRH, by medical students.
Next order.
Order number 5, papers.
The Majority Leader.
On behalf of the Majority Leader, Mr. Speaker, I beg to lay the following papers on the table of the Senate today, 9th May 2024. Reports of the Auditor General on financial statements of the following for the year ended 30th June 2023. Narok Water and Sewerage Services Company Limited, Nolturesh Loitokitok Water and Sanitation Company Limited, Imetha Water and Sanitation Company Limited, Municipality of Kapenguria, Homa Bay County Water and Sanitation Company Limited, Sibo Water and Sanitation Company Limited, Trans Nzoia County Executive Car Loan and Mortgage Scheme Fund, the County Government of Trans Nzoia County Revenue Fund, the County Government of Trans Nzoia Receiver of Revenue Statements, Trans Nzoia County Youth and Women Development Fund, Nakuru County Executive Mortgage Scheme Fund, Eldamaravine Water and Sewerage Company Limited, Kirandich Water Company Limited, report of the Bomet County Assembly Select Committee on Public Investment and accounts on inquiry into the operations and performance of the Bomet Water and Sanitation Company Limited for the year ended 30th June 2021. I beg to lay.
The Chairperson, Standing Committee on Health. Senator Mariam, are you coming to lay the paper on behalf of the Health Committee? Proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I beg to lay the following papers on the table of Senate today, 9th May 2024. The report of Standing Committee on Health on inquiry on alleged irregularities in procurement of long-lasting insecticide treatment nets at Kenya Medical Supply Authority. Thank you.
Now, honorable senators, before I allow the clerk to call the next order, allow me to make this communication. Proceed to take your seat, Senator Mariam. Honorable Senators, in the Speaker's Gallery this afternoon, we have 32 officers who work in the office of the Deputy Senate Minority Leader and Senator for Kitui County, the Honorable Enokio Wambua CBS MP. They're here on a one-day education tour. Honorable Senators, in our usual tradition of receiving and welcoming visitors to Parliament, I extend a warm welcome to them, and on behalf of the Senate and on my own behalf, wish them a fruitful visit. I will call upon the Senator for Kitui under 1 minute to extend words of welcome. Order!
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Speaker, I don't know why the Majority Leader is so excited about visitors from my office. Speaker, I take this opportunity to join you and join my colleagues. I'm equally excited by the excitement amongst my colleagues, especially Senator Kenywa. At some point, he was not very sure whether I was going to be attending a function that I have later in the evening. But when he saw the delegation, he came to me and said he wants to be there. And I can see how happy the Majority Leader is. The Speaker, these are staff members from my office who have come here to see what we do in this House. These are the people, Mr. Speaker, that have caused my election twice. The people who have stood with me, Mr. Speaker, in good and in bad times. I'm very happy that they are here to witness the work that we do on the floor of the Senate. And Mr. Speaker, on behalf of the Senate of the Republic of Kenya, I welcome them and wish them a fruitful visit in this Senate. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Hamida, take your seat. Honorable Senators, also would like to acknowledge the presence in the public gallery this afternoon of visiting students, student leaders from the Technical University of Kenya in Nairobi County. The students are in the Senate for a one-day academic exposition. Honorable Senators, in our usual tradition of receiving and welcoming visitors to Parliament, I extend a warm welcome to them, and on behalf of the Senate and my own behalf, wish them a fruitful visit. Let me allow the Senator for Nairobi to extend words of welcome, that to be done under 1 minute. Proceed, Senator Sifuna.
Thank you, Chair. On behalf of the House, first of all, I must apologize to both delegations. You came on a day when you were hit by a small mishap, but it's not always like that. And I want to take this opportunity to welcome the students from TUK. I hope that you will follow the proceedings and get to pick one or two things here. And I wish you well in your school so that in the future you can also be part of this House. I thank you, Mr. Speaker. I don't really have much to say today. I thank you.
Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion. Order number 7, questions and statements.
Statement pursuant to Standing Order 53-1, the Senator for Kisumu, Professor Tomo Jenda. Those two statements are dropped. Senator Chimera Raphael. You have two, in fact, 3 statements. Proceed to present the 3 of them.
Mr. Speaker, protect me from these people, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This is a request for statement on the deteriorating condition of the Marere Bridge along the Kwale-Kinango Road. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Roads, Transportation and Housing regarding the critical issues surrounding the deteriorating condition of the Marere Bridge along the Kwale-Kinango Road. In the statement, the committee should, number one, Mr. Speaker, state the current condition of Marere Bridge, a critical piece of infrastructure that enables the movement of people, goods, and services to and from Marere within Kinango constituency. Number two, find out the impact of the ongoing long rains on the bridge, stating any other factors responsible for the deterioration of the bridge to inform the development of effective solutions to address the situation. Number three, propose immediate measures to prevent further deterioration of the bridge as residents await a lasting solution. And finally, Mr. Speaker, outline the interventions required from both levels of government and different government agencies to arrest the nature of Marere Bridge. On to my second statement, Mr. Speaker, is a statement on alleged corruption and nepotism at the Kenya Academy of Sports. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Labor and Social Welfare regarding the crisis caused by corruption and nepotism allegations at the Kenya Academy of Sports, KAS, an institution that is vital to the development of sports in the country. In the statement, the committee should, number one, disclose the current state of affairs at the Kenya Academy of Sports, KAS, particularly in light of recent allegations of corruption and nepotism attributed to the leadership of the academy in contravention of the provisions of Article 73(2) of the Constitution. Number two, investigate the allegations of abuse of office leveled against the Chief Executive Officer and her close associates, particularly regarding their purported involvement in exploiting their positions for personal gain, contrary to Article 75(1) of the Constitution. Number three, clarify the legal basis for the actions taken by the CEO and her associates, with particular reference to appointments, financial management, and contract renewals within the Kenya Academy of Sports. Number four, propose measures to prevent further escalation of the conflicts within KAS resulting from the alleged corruption and nepotism, outlining recommendations for sustainable solutions to address the root causes of these malpractices within the institution. And lastly, Mr. Speaker, outline specific interventions on the appropriate redress mechanisms the ministry will put in place to ensure accountability, transparency, and fairness. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The Senator for Vihiga County, Senator Osotsi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to make a statement on the state of insecurity in Vihiga County. Mr. Speaker, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on National Security, Defense, and Foreign Relations regarding insecurity in Vihiga County. In the statement, the committee should address the following. One, explain the increasing crime rate in Vihiga County that includes murders, robberies, breakages, and night attacks. Two, outline the specific actions taken to address insecurity situation and status of investigation into reported incidences at Luanda Market, Cheptulu, Majengo, Esibuya Markets, and other areas within the county. Three, appraise the Senate on the implementation status of the resolutions agreed upon in the joint meeting.
Senators, Commissioner Kenyua.
In the joint meeting.
The Senator for Vihiga be heard in silence, please.
Let me repeat, Speaker. Number three, apprise the Senate on the implementation status of the resolution agreed upon in the joint meeting between the Cabinet Secretary for Interior and National Administration and elected county leaders, including the Senator and the Governor, that took place in January 2023 with a view of addressing concerns around insecurity in the area. Lastly, state the steps being taken by the ministry to empower and revamp community policing programs in Vihiga County, noting that the program has gradually been incapacitated due to lack of support from the national government and internal wrangles within the security agencies in Vihiga County. Mr. Speaker, I have a second statement on the procedural disciplinary proceedings against health workers at Vihiga County Referral Hospital. Mr. Speaker, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Health regarding the procedural disciplinary proceedings being meted out on healthcare workers at Vihiga County Referral Hospital. These procedural interdictions, suspension, even dismissals have demoralized staff across hospitals in Vihiga and affected the quality of healthcare service provision in the county. Further, the development concerning the running of the health facility in Vihiga County show that the county did not take seriously the deliberation it had with the Standing Committee on Health and the resultant recommendation given when the committee visited the county to check on the status of service provision in health facilities in the county. Among the said recommendation was for the county government of Vihiga to ensure that at least either the CEC member or chief officer had a professional background in medical or healthcare fields, among other HR issues that were raised. In the statement, the committee should, one, state the number of healthcare workers that have been subjected to disciplinary procedures at the Vihiga County Referral Hospital from the year 2022 to date, and table a report outlining the affected workers. Number two, explain the legal basis for each disciplinary action and flag out any cases of a procedural dismissal of such health workers in the county, ascertaining the number of staff that have been punished without involvement of the County Public Service Board. Number three, investigate the circumstances of the ongoing punishments that include stoppage of salary, interdiction, suspension, and dismissals of the said health workers, stating why the County Service Public Board was not involved in the said disciplinary matters. Number four, outline any action taken by the Vihiga County Public Service Board to intervene and reverse cases of procedural disciplinary proceedings against the healthcare workers and to ensure that service delivery to the people of Vihiga is not impacted negatively. Number five, give a status update on the implementation of actionable points agreed upon between the Senate Standing Committee of Health and the Vihiga County government regarding the running of the health function in the county during the visit of the committee to the county last year. And lastly, cause the necessary action to be taken to ensure the County Service Public Board, the County Public Service Board takes their mandate and responsibilities seriously, and where they fall short, be held accountable. Mr. Speaker, I thank you.
Senator Catherine Muma, proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Senator, but you are holding brief for Catherine Muma.
Yes,
proceed.
Mr. Speaker.
That's what you need to start with.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I rise to read a statement from Senator Catherine Muyeka Muma. It is a statement
It is a request for a statement on access to village and youth polytechnics for the youth in informal settlement. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Education regarding the plans by the Nairobi City County Government and the Ministry of Education to facilitate equitable access to public vocational and technical education and training for the youth in informal settlements in Nairobi. In the statement, Mr. Speaker, sir, the committee should, 1, state whether the Nairobi City County Government has a policy framework for facilitating equitable access to the right to relevant education and training as the prerequisite conduit to accessing employment as mandated by Article 45 and 53 of the Constitution for youth in informal settlements in Nairobi, and if present, summarize for the Senate the actualization of that framework. Number 2, share the Senate information on the number of public village and youth polytechnics situated in the different informal settlements in Nairobi.
Senator Boni and Co. I call you to order. Proceed.
Such as Mathare, Kibera, Kawangware, Mukuru, amongst others, and specify whether their locations facilitate equitable access for youth within reasonable proximity to the respective informal settlements. Number 3, Mr. Speaker, sir, seek and provide the Senate with information from the Ministry of Education regarding the number and names of public technical institutions situated in the informal settlements in Nairobi and the number registered as private technical institutes within the informal settlements. And lastly, Mr. Speaker, sir, the committee should provide the Senate with information indicating the amount of money the Ministry of Education and Nairobi City County respectively allocated and spent on public, technical, and vocational institutions situated in different informal settlements in Nairobi during the financial year of 2022-2023 and 2023-2024. Honorable Speaker, there is a second statement by Senator Catherine Moma. The second statement is a request for a statement on equal access to public education for children in informal settlements in Nairobi. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Education regarding the efforts of both the national government and the Nairobi City County Government to facilitate equal access to public education for children in informal settlements in Nairobi. In the statement, the committee should, 1, clarify whether the Ministry of Education has policies in place to ensure equal access to free and compulsory basic education as mandated by Article 43 and 53 of the Constitution for children residing in informal settlements in Nairobi, elucidating the provisions of these policies. Number 2, provide the Senate with the data on the population of individuals living in various informal settlements in Nairobi, including the number of children and young people requiring access to education in early childhood development centers, primary schools, and secondary schools. Number 3, Mr. Speaker, sir, detail the number of public ECD centers, primary and secondary schools located in different informal settlements in Nairobi, such as Mathare, Kibera, Kawangware, and Mukuru, and assess whether their locations provide equitable access for children in the respective informal settlement. Number 4, provide information from the Ministry of Education on the number and names of schools registered as private schools that provide primary education in informal settlements, as well as the number of unregulated low-cost private schools initiated by communities in these areas, including support, if any, that the ministry provides to these community schools. Number 5, present an estimate of the cost of building a school and outline how many schools the ministry has constructed in informal settlements since 2022, as well as those planned for the next 2 years. And lastly, Mr. Speaker, sir, the committee should conduct a public hearing with stakeholders from informal settlements to understand the experiences of learners and their families regarding access to education and make recommendations from the Ministry of Education and the Nairobi City government to consider. Senator Catherine Moyeka Muma. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Mohamed Chute.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I'm requesting for a statement on the loss of signal on the free-to-air channels in Kenya. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Information, Communication and Technology regarding the loss of signal on the free-to-air channels for licensed broadcast signal distributors, namely Pan-African Network Group and Signet Kenya Limited. In the statement, the committee should, 1, disclose the ownership structure of both Pan-African Network Group and Signet Kenya Limited, stating whether they have adhered to the court directive of offloading their shares to the local investors. Number 2, state the root cause of the constant network glitches that have occasioned the loss of signal on the free-to-air channels for the licensed signal carriers, PANG and Signet. And finally, explain any effort by the Communication Authority of Kenya, CAK, to address the matter. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker.
Senator Murgu. Senator Murgu.
Murgu.
Speaker, I thought it was Mbugua. On the welfare of childhood development education, ECD teachers in West Pokot, Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Education regarding the welfare of early child development education, ECD teachers in West Pokot. In the statement, explain the rationale behind the transition of contracts for ECD teachers in West Pokot County from permanent and pensionable terms to fixed terms, stating the legal basis for transition and welfare due to a process was authored in the process. Secondly, provide a detailed salary structure for ECD teachers in West Pokot County and explain the recent salary fluctuation, particularly the reduction of remuneration of ECD teachers by approximately 28%. And thirdly, outline any initiative undertaken by the county government aimed at improving the welfare of ECD teachers across the country. Thank you.
Statement pursuant to Standing Order 57-1, the Majority Leader. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order number 57-1 to hereby present the business of the Senate for the week that will commence on Tuesday, the 14th of May, 2024. Mr. Speaker, sir, during the sitting of the Senate held on Thursday, 2nd of May 2024, the Senate considered and passed two bills at the Committee of the Whole stage, namely the Division of Revenue Bill, National Assembly Bill number 14 of 2024, and the County Government's Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 25 of 2023. These bills have since been referred to the National Assembly for consideration. There are a number of motions that have been filed by various senators which are yet to be concluded. It goes without saying that the movers of the said business should be presented in the chamber to prosecute the same as scheduled in the order paper of the day. 47 bills are pending conclusion in the Senate. 43 of these bills are the second reading stage, while 4 are the Committee of the Whole stage. 18 motions are pending conclusion, and 18 petitions are due for reporting by the respective standing committees, while there are 343 statements that are pending before the various committees of this House. Mr. Speaker, sir, the Senate Business Committee will meet on Tuesday, the 14th of May, 2024, to consider the business of the week. The tentative order paper, the tentative business for the week will include business not concluded in today's order paper, as well as the business included in the notice, as well as the business indicated in the notice paper. The business will include: 1, bills that are at second reading, which is a Heritage and Museum Bill, the Agriculture and Food Authority Bill, the County Hall of Fame Bill, the Rice Bill, Public Holidays Amendment Bill, County Assembly Services Bill, and Public Transport Motorcycle Regulations Bill. There are various motions as well, Mr. Speaker, which include the report of the Standing Committee on Budget and Finance on the implementation of projects funded by the conditional grants for construction of county headquarters, Mr. Speaker, and various other committees. The tentative business for Wednesday, Mr. Speaker, will include questions to Cabinet Secretaries, Mr. Speaker, mainly the Cabinet Secretary for Agriculture, Cabinet Secretary for Mining, and the Cabinet Secretary for Water and Sanitation, Mr. Speaker, who will all appear before this House to respond to questions by various members. Mr. Speaker, sir, there are various motions as well, which are reports by various delegations that have visited different parts of the globe on parliamentary business, Mr. Speaker, from Luanda, Mr. Speaker. And some of these reports, Mr. Speaker, unfortunately, have stayed longer than should. Because if you have a report for April 2023, I wonder whether it is still relevant, Mr. Speaker, to have it in our order paper to be considered. And therefore, perhaps we need to make a decision on how quickly we should dispense of such reports, Mr. Speaker, for them to attain their relevance. I don't believe that we are just ticking a register, Mr. Speaker. The tentative business as well on that afternoon, we have various bills that we are scheduling: the County Public Finance Laws, the Energy Amendment Bill, NCA Amendment Bill, Meteorology Bill, Statutory Instruments, Nuts and Oil, Mr. Speaker, while there are various bills as well which we will consider at the Committee of the Whole stage, Mr. Speaker, which include, but not limited to, the Conflict of Interest Bill, the Tea Amendment Bill, National Rating Bill, and the Gambling Control Bill, Mr. Speaker. The business for Thursday 16th will be business that will not have been concluded on Tuesday and Wednesday 14th and 15th. I hereby do table this statement. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Next order, Clerk.
Order number 8, the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bills number 10 of 2024, first reading. A bill for an act of Parliament to amend the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission Act and for connected purposes.
Senator Ledama and the Majority Leader. Just approach the chair, please. Next order, clerk.
Shughuli nambari 9, hoja. Kuidhinishwa kwa ruzuku ya masharti kwa ujenzi wa uwanja wa manispaa ya Mombasa. Kura ya mgawanyiko.
Ningeomba kengele ya kura ya mgawanyiko ipigwe kwa dakika 5. Sasa ningeomba milango ifungwe na kizuio pia kifungwe. Sasa waheshimiwa maseneta, wakati umewadia kwamba tutapiga kura ya mgawanyiko ya hoja ya kuidhinishwa kwa ruzuku ya masharti kwa ujenzi wa uwanja wa manispaa ya Mombasa. Kura zitapigwa kielektroniki. Kwa hivyo mwanzo nataka niwasihi masenators wote waheshimiwa mtoe kadi zenu katika mitambo ya kupigia kura. Alafu Sergeant at Arms, tafadhali uhakikishe kwamba hakuna kadi yoyote imebaki katika kile kishimo cha kupigia kura. Na ukimaliza unipatie ishara. Mheshimiwa maseneta, mnaweza sasa kuweka kadi zenu katika kile kishimo. Kile kishimo cha kupiga kura. Na kabla hamjaanza kupiga kura, nataka niweke swali ambalo mtalipigia kura. Na swali lenyewe ni kama lifuatavyo. Maseneta waheshimiwa, naomba kutoa hoja ya kwamba kufahamu kwamba sehemu ya pili ya ratiba ya 4 ya katiba ya Kenya inazipa serikali za kaunti jukumu la kuendeleza, kuanzisha, kusimamia na kudumisha vifaa vya michezo na kitamaduni ambavyo ni pamoja na viwanja vya michezo, vituo vya kitamaduni na miundombinu mingine inahusiana. Ikumbukwa kuwa ukanda mzima wa pwani nchini hauna uwanja wa kisasa uliojengwa kwa viwango vya kimataifa, hivyo kuwanyima wananchi manufaa yanayotokana na viwanja na vifaa vya michezo. Wasiwasi kwamba ujenzi wa uwanja wa michezo wa manispaa ya Mombasa umekumbwa na ucheleweshaji na vikwazo tangu kuanzishwa kwa mradi huo mwaka 2019 na kutokana na matatizo ya kifedha ambayo yamesitishwa na kunyima jamii eneo hilo uwanja linalotajika sana. Kwa hivyo sasa bunge la Seneti linaazimia kwamba hazina ya kitaifa ya Wizara ya Masuala ya Vijana, Uchumi, Ubunifu na Michezo itenge serikali ya kaunti ya Mombasa ruzuku ya masharti shilingi bilioni 1.7 kwa ajili ya kukamilisha ujenzi wa uwanja wa manispaa ya Mombasa. Sasa waheshimiwa maseneta, mnaweza kupiga kura kwa kubonyeza ndio, la ama ususie kupiga kura. Senator mteule Ogolla, kwa niaba ya Senator wa Homa Bay, tafadhali kuja kwa meza na upige kura yako. Na Senator Tobiko, kwa niaba ya kaunti ya Kajiado, tafadhali pia njoo kwa meza upige kura. Waheshimiwa maseneta, matokeo ya kura za mgawanyiko yamewasili na ni kama ifuatavyo. Ndio kura 27, la haikupata kura, waliosusia haikupata kura. Kwa hivyo wale wa ndio wameibuka washindi. Next order.
Order number 10, motion, status of pending bills in counties, division on amendment.
Now, Sergeant, at times, you need not open the doors. Let them stay closed and the bar drawn. We're going for division. Now, honorable senators, we're going to vote twice on this particular order. We are going to vote for the amendments. Once the amendments are carried, we are going to now proceed to vote for the motion as amended. So the first round of voting is on the amendments. Thereafter, we'll move to the motion as amended. And therefore, honorable senators, kindly remove your cards from your delegate unit. Sergeant at Arms, confirm that we don't have an unattended delegate card in the unit. You may now log back, honorable senators. And before you proceed to vote, allow me to put a question. That the motion be amended in paragraph 2 as follows. In subparagraph 1, by deleting all the words immediately after the word county governments and inserting the following words in place thereof. Prepare and submit to the controller budget a payment plan prioritizing payment of pending bills as a first charge on the county revenue fund, failure to which the subsequent quarter budget releases will not be done. 2, by inserting a new subparagraph immediately after subparagraph 1 as follows. The controller budget takes into consideration the efforts made by a county government to clear inherited pending bills when approving exchequer releases. 3, by inserting a new subparagraph immediately after subparagraph 4 as follows. County governments, in consultation with the controller budget, to provide a budget for completion of all existing projects and initiation of new projects to cease until completion of the existing projects. Honorable senators, you may now proceed to vote. Senator Beatrice Ogola and Senator Tobiko. Come to the dispatch and cast your votes. And Senator Matthew, proceed to the dispatch and get assisted to cast your vote. Okay. Now, honorable senators, the vote on the division is as follows. Yes, 27, no, 0, abstention, 0. So the ayes have it. Now we will proceed to vote on the motion as amended. Therefore, I'm going to put the question. Aware that as at 31st December 2023, according to the County Government's Budget Implementation Review Report, for the first half of the financial year 2023-2024, county governments had accumulated a total of 156.34 billion in pending bills, with Nairobi County accumulating the largest share of 107,037,053, followed by Kiambu and Mombasa counties at Kenya shillings 5,711,614,412 shillings, and Kenya shillings 3,922,101,877 respectively. Concerned that the accumulated pending bills in counties have significantly affected service providers in the counties, leading to closure of businesses, stalling of county projects, adversely affecting economic growth in counties, service delivery, and ultimately slowing down the country's economic growth. Further, concerned that most of the service providers in the counties are battling court cases lodged against them by their financiers and suppliers, while others are languishing in poverty caused by the increased cost of living, with increased mental health disease incidences and others dying as a result of the effects of colossal amounts of debt onto them by county governments. Now, therefore, the Senate recommends that all county governments pay verified pending bills amounting to less than 1 billion by the end of this financial year, and those above 1 billion by the end of the financial year 2024-2025. And also the Senate resolves that pursuant to the provisions of Regulation 41(2) and 3 of the Public Finance Management County Governments Regulations 2015, county governments prepare and submit to the Controller Budget a payment plan prioritizing payment of pending bills as a first charge on the County Revenue Fund, failure to which the subsequent quarter budget releases will not be done. 2, the Controller Budget takes into consideration the efforts made by a county government to clear inherited pending bills when approving exchequer releases. 3, county governments shall only pay pending bills contained in the respective procurement plans pursuant to Regulation 52 and 3 of the Public Finance Management County Government Regulations. 4, supplementary budgets for county governments are prepared in the third quarter to curb instances of arbitrary reallocations out of the approved budget estimates. 5, county governments, in consultation with the Controller Budget, to provide a budget for completion of all existing projects, and that initiation of new projects to cease until completion of the existing project. And finally, county governments shall conduct public participation while formulating supplementary budgets, failure to which the Controller Budget shall not approve the supplementary budgets. You may now proceed to vote. Senator Murgo and Senator Tobiko, proceed to the dispatch and cast your vote. Honorable Senators, the results of the division on the motion as amended are as follows. Ayes 27, nays 0, abstention 0. So the ayes have it. Now, Honorable Senators, we'll move to the next order is actually the Committee of the Whole. So we still need you to stay in the chamber. You may now withdraw the bar and open the doors, Sergeant at Arms. So call the next order then. Now, there's a supplementary order paper that has just been uploaded in your iPads. You may not have the physical copy, but if you peruse through your iPad, you'll be able to see the supplementary order paper. Proceed.
Order number 11, Committee of the Whole. The National Rating Bill, National Assembly Bills number 55 of 2022.
Supplementary. Okay. Thank you.
National rating. So,
which one is it?
It's National Rating Bill. Eh?
Honorable Senators, okay, Honorable Senators, we are now in Committee of the Whole for the National Rating Bill, National Assembly Bills number 55 of 2022.
Clauses 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11.
I propose the question that clauses 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11 be part of the bill. I put the question that clause 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11 be part of the bill, division at the end.
Clause 12.
I propose the question that clause 12 be part of the bill. Amendment to be moved by Chairperson.
Mr. Chairman, sir, I beg to move that clause 12 of the bill be amended as it appears on the order paper. That's correct.
I propose the question that clause 12 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 12 be amended as proposed, division at the end.
Clause 13.
I propose the question that clause 13 be part of the bill. I put the question that clause 13 be part of the bill, division at the end.
Clause 14.
I propose the question that clause 14 be part of the bill, amendment to be moved by chairperson.
Honorable Chairman, I propose that clause 14 of the bill be amended as it appears on the order paper.
I propose the question that clause 14 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 14 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clauses 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19.
Clauses 15. I propose the question that clauses 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19 be part of the bill. I put the question that clauses 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19 be part of the bill. Division at the end.
Clause 20.
I propose the question that clause 20 be part of the bill, amendment to be moved by chairperson.
Honorable Chairman, I propose that clause 20 of the bill be amended as it appears on the order paper.
I propose the question that clause 20 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 20 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clauses 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, and 28.
I propose the question that clauses 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, and 28 be part of the bill. I put the question that clauses 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, and 28 be part of the bill. Division at the end.
Clause 29.
I propose the question that clause 29 be part of the bill, amendments to be moved by the chairperson.
Honorable Chairman, I propose that clause 29 of the bill be amended as it appears on the order paper.
I propose the question that clause 29 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 29 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clause 30.
I propose the question that clause 30 be part of the bill, amendments, Chair.
Honorable Chairman, I propose that clause 30 of the bill be amended as it appears on the order paper.
I propose the question that clause 30 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 30 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clause 31.
I propose the question that clause 31 be part of the bill. I put the question that clause 31 be part of the bill. Division at the end.
Clause 32.
I propose the question that clause 32 be part of the bill. Amendments to be moved by the chair.
Honorable Chairman, I propose that clause 32 of the bill be amended as it appears on the order paper.
I propose the question that clause 32 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 32 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clause 33. Clause 33.
I propose the question that clause 33 be part of the bill. I put the question that clause 33 be part of the bill. Division at the end.
Clause 34.
I propose the question that clause 34 be part of the bill. Amendments to be moved by the chairperson.
Honorable Chairman, I propose that clause 34 of the bill be amended as it appears on the order paper.
I propose the question that clause 34 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 34 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clauses 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, and 45.
I propose the question that clause 35 to 45 be part of the bill. I put the question that clauses 35 to 45 be part of the bill. Division at the end.
Clauses 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, and 55.
I propose the question that clauses 46 to 55 be part of the bill. I put the question that clauses 46 to 55 be part of the bill. Division at the end. Chair Gay. Oh, now for this one, okay. Just bear with us.
Clause 56.
I propose the question that clause 56 be part of the bill. Senator Cherargei, what's your comment? The chair, okay. Chairperson, you can move the amendment.
Honorable Chair, I propose that clause 56 of the bill be amended in the subclause 1 by deleting the word may, appearing immediately after the words the Cabinet Secretary, and is inserting therefore the words shall in consultation with the Council of the County Governors. B, subclause 2 by deleting the words may, appearing immediately after the words Cabinet Secretary, and inserting therefore the words shall in consultation with the Council of County Governors. Subclause 2 by inserting the following new paragraph immediately after paragraph A, the technological systems to be used in the preparation and implementation of the valuation role or the supplementary valuation role.
I propose the question that clause 56 be amended as proposed. Senator Cherargei, go ahead.
Chair, two quick things. One is that I agree that it will be mandatory to consult Council of Governors, and that is why under Article 96 we are protectors of devolution. Number two, Chair, I don't know, and I need the Chair of the mover to guide us. You know, Chair, most of the counties have incomplete asset register. And when you are doing valuation role, you need a complete asset register so that county governments or any entities can have a easy for valuation role. While I agree with the mover of the bill, with the mover of the amendment, Chairman Senator Medu, Mr. Speaker, sir, Mr. Chairman, sir, is that technology is important, but you have to note that we need also, at the passage of this bill, Mr. Speaker, to write to Intergovernmental Relations Technical Committee to ensure each and every county has a complete asset register to allow easy valuation role to be done. Just tying up with clause 32 and clause 56. I thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Senator Cherargei. I think on the issue of the register, it's being addressed by the amendment by Senator Sifuna. So when we reach to clause 24A, you can pay attention to that. Senators, I put the question that clause 56 be amended as proposed, division at the end.
Clause 57.
I propose the question that clause 57 be part of the bill. I put the question that clause 57 be part of the bill, division at the end. Senator Sifuna, please approach the table.
New clause 24A.
Senator Sifuna.
Thank you, Chair. I propose that the new clause 24A be now read a second time. Mr. Chairman, very, very briefly, the bill had not provided for a chief government valuer and the manner of appointment of that chief government valuer and the qualifications for that valuer. So, Mr. Speaker, you will see, Mr. Chairman, that under that new clause 24A, we have provided that there shall be a chief government valuer and that that valuer shall be appointed by the Public Service Commission through a competitive recruitment process.
Senator Cherargei, any comments?
Senator Sifuna's amendment, of course, with the guidance of the majority leader, is that the chief government valuer will be a link, because if you see, Chair, it affects advice of both county and government. So with this description, it will be easy now to advise county governments and national government to have a complete asset register to allow easy process of complete valuation role. And therefore, when they have complete of assets and everything they have, it is easy to quantify. So I agree this chief government valuer. I think this is a straightforward amendment, and it captures the aspirations and the imaginations I had about the bill.
I propose the question that new clause 24A be now read a second time. I put the question that new clause 24A be now read a second time, division at the end.
New clause 24B.
Honorable Chair, I propose that the new clause...
Just a moment, Senator Sifuna. Go ahead, Senator Sifuna.
Thank you, Chair. I propose that the new clause 24B be now read a second time. Mr. Speaker, this is to provide for 4 things. Number 1, the qualification for appointment of a chief government valuer, that is a minimum bachelor's degree in either land economics, real estate, or any other relevant field. To provide for the experience of that person, we have put it at 15 years, to be a full member of the Institution of Surveyors of Kenya, and of course, Honorable Chair, that they meet the requirements of Chapter 6 of the Constitution. I thank you, Chair.
Let me propose the question and then give you an opportunity. I propose the question that new clause 24B be now read a second time. Majority Whip.
Mr. Speaker, I support this new clause, but I'm disturbed. Senator Sifuna, this age of experience, 15 years, it looks too many years. Are we not deliberately locking out qualified, experienced young people? If to become a judge, you need, is it 10 or 13 years? Yes, you need 10. Why are you taking it to 15? 15 is a very, yeah, because look, if a guy has gotten this degree at the age of 25, so if you are adding another 15, it means to get to this job, you must be 40 years and above. 40 is quite advanced, and people like Sifuna, I can see, and Karen, and the Honorable Leader of the Majority are yet to hit 40, and they are holding very senior positions in this country. That's my comment. If there is anything you can do, maybe.
Senator Sifuna, you may respond.
Yes, Chair. The anticipation was that the chief government valuer, if you look at the roles of the chief government valuer under the new 24A, is going to be the principal advisor to the national government and county governments on all matters relating to valuation. It's an office akin to, say, the Auditor General. But within that office, they can be able to employ other officers to be able to help him. But the holder of the office, the principal office, in my view, should be somebody who has the sort of experience that would accord with the office that they hold. Yeah.
Senator Kisang.
Chair, I know this is a house of record and rules and laws. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Chair, most of the laws that we have passed also in the past, most CEOs, we put a minimum age of 10 years experience. So I believe 15 is on the higher side. And basically, by the time you complete university, you are around maybe 25. You look for an employment maybe another 3-4 years. So I believe 15 is on the higher side. Maybe, I don't know if you also include that at least masters. Instead of putting 15 years, masters could be put as an additional advantage. Yeah.
Thank you. Senator Methu.
Honorable Speaker, allow me to say the following. Besides what the Senator from Nairobi has said in terms of being the principal advisor, in the rank of valuers, the chief government valuer will be at the pinnacle. And I want us to look at it in the hierarchy of most of the positions that we have. When the leader, majority whip speaks of a judge, in this case then, this chief government valuer will then occupy almost the same position as that of the chief justice, because he will be the person that will be the topmost in terms of the rank, in terms of the ranking of valuation. If you put 15 years, then this will be a person that will have grown in the ranks of land valuation to the highest level. And there's a second thing that Senator Sifuna has not mentioned. All the valuation roles that will be prepared by all the county governments, the 47 of them, they'll have to get a nod from the chief government valuer. So this is a person that will be at the level of the Auditor General, at the level of the Chief Justice, at the level of then the Chief Government Valuer. So I agree that 15 years is requisite experience for a person to occupy that very high position of Chief Government Valuer.
Senator Beatrice Ogola.
Thank you, Chair. I just wanted to re-emphasize what Senator Methu has said, that I want to support the fact that the chief government valuer should be maintained at experience of 15 years, Chair. Chair, these are professional lines, and as a country, we want to encourage people who will be overseeing valuation, having worked the rank and file of the valuation profession. Chair, at some point in our systems, we had people who would scale the heights from divisions as they were in the initial constitution. They had to be district officers. They had to move to provincial officers. They then had to go to the national level. It was not for nothing that they scaled those heights. It was for the purpose that they will have accumulated experience above everybody else in order to oversee that office. So, Mr. Chair, I want to support this because we must protect and preserve certain professions. Mr. Chairman, I've worked in the county, and you found that there are governors who, when they came in, they would come in with their people who had no even background or professions, but because they want them to oversee certain departments like procurement, somebody just takes and somebody they are employed as even a transport officer, and then make them a director of procurement, basically because they want them to do what they want. Such people have been the reason why there's no professionalism in certain departments. And so, Chair, I want to support that the chief government valuer must have 15 years for the good of this country and for the good of that profession. Chair, I support.
Senator Gloria Oruoba.
Thank you, Chair. I'm torn between supporting the 15 years and the suggested 10 years by the whip. I just want to highlight that we're in the era of Kenya National Qualification Authority, which is a state agency under the Constitution of Kenya that recognizes prior learning. So when we're talking about 15 years experience, I want to believe that they mean 15 years experience devoid of what we call the normal paperwork, normal degrees and things like that. Maybe that needs to be defined further because, Chair, if we go by what has been happening before all of this, I know that there are some sections of the constitutions that have been declared unconstitutional because of discrimination of the youth. And when you say 15 years of experience, maybe can we seek clarity? Do they mean that 15 years after graduation from a formal institution, or do they mean 15 years of experience in relevance also to the recognition of prior learning, which is under the Kenya National Qualification Authority? In which case, then I support the 15 years. My issue is locking out the youth because, you know, we have the standard times. You finish high school at a certain year, and then you do your diploma or degree, but then some people finish high school and they go directly into the skills and the trade that they are without the formal paperwork, and that is what the Constitution of Kenya under Kenya National Qualification Authority recognizes and ascertains. Thank you, Chair.
Senator Mungatana.
Mr. Speaker, I was going to just plead with my colleagues that we carry the 15 years, because when you are thinking about the chief pathologist of this country, he can't be less than 15 years. When you're thinking, Mr. Speaker, the chief geologists in this country. At the government level, these are very, very highly qualified professionals. When you're thinking about the DPP, the chief prosecutor in this country, these are people who have gone through the ranks. And I just wanted to pick it up from where Senator Ogolla has said that it will protect that political interference. You know, even if you are a governor or a president, if the law requires you to pick someone who is 15 years or over that, then you can't bring your campaigners into professional positions. So, Mr. Speaker, I really want to plead with my colleagues that we don't take too long on this. Let's just agree 15 years for chief is okay. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much, Senators. Senators, just to bring you up to speed, as per the Constitution, for the Chief Justice, Deputy Chief Justice, and other judges, Articles 166, and Supreme Court judges, Articles 166, Article 166, 3B, gives at least 15 years experience as a Superior Court judge or at least 15 years experience as a distinguished academic, judicial officer, legal practitioner, or such experience in other relevant legal fields. This, in the Constitution as well, for the Auditor General, Articles 29, 2, to be qualified to be the Auditor General in person shall have extensive knowledge of public finance or at least 10 years experience in auditing or public finance management. Therefore, Senators, 10 years, 15 years is subjective, but it still falls within the Constitution, so we might as well just pass the amendments as it is. Otherwise, if we are to amend at this point in time, we will have to have the amendments in writing. And also we are going to put the amendments in, to division, and we can also make a decision there. So I suggest, Senators, we proceed. I put the question that new clause 24B be now read a second time, division at the end.
New clause 30A.
Chairperson.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that new clause 30A be now read a second time.
I propose the question that new clause 30A be now read a second time. I put the question that new clause 30A be now read a second time, division at the end.
The first schedule, second schedule, and third schedule.
I propose the question that the first schedule, second schedule, third schedule, and fourth schedule be part of the bill. I put the question that the first schedule, second schedule, third schedule, and fourth schedule be part of the bill, division at the end.
Clause 2.
Honorable Senators, Clause 2, we have two amendments, one by the Chairperson and one by Senator Edwin Sifuna, and the two amendments do not seem to clash. So we will we will take both to division. Chair Committee.
Honorable Chair, I propose that clause 2 of the bill be amended by deleting the definition of the term occupier and inserting thereof the following new definition. Occupier means, in relation to relatable property, a person who is in physical possession of the premises or a person who has control over the premises where the relatable owner is unknown. The definition of the term valuation roll and inserting thereof for the following new definition. Valuation roll means a roll prepared in accordance with this act.
Senator Sifuna, further amendments?
As Chair, I propose that the new clause 2 be now read a second time.
Not new, just clause 2.
Clause 2 of the bill be amended by deleting the definition of chief government valuer and inserting the following new definition. Chief government valuer means a valuer appointed under Section 24A.
I propose the question that clause 2 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 2 be amended as proposed, division at the end.
The title and clause 1.
I propose the question that the title and clause 1 be part of the bill. I put the question that the title and clause 1 be part of the bill, division at the end. We're now proceeding to division. Sergeant at Arms, please ring the bell for 5 minutes.
The division bell is currently on at the Senate this afternoon. The House is currently considering amendments to the National Ratings Bill. This is a bill from the National Assembly, Bill number 55 of the year 2022. And this particular bill is now for consideration before the Senate. There are various amendments proposed in this bill by the Senate leader of the majority party. And the House is currently considering those amendments to the national rating bill, Bill number 55 of the year 2022, where we have a couple of senators having amendments to this particular bill. These national rating bills pertains the issue of county governments on matters levy rates on lands and buildings in accordance with the provisions of this Act and county legislation. I look at the bill at a greater length. The National Rating Bill 2022 is an act of parliament set to provide a comprehensive framework for the imposition of rates on matters land and buildings by county governments. This particular bill also seeks to provide for the evaluation of rateable property and to provide for the appointment and the powers of valuers. Allow me to the division bell on the National Rating Bill has yet again been added 5 minutes, and this particular directive is to allow senators to make their way back into the chamber this afternoon to allow for the votes on these particular amendments proposed by senators on the National Rating Bill 2022. The bill further seeks to provide for the appointment and powers of valuers, as well as providing for the establishment, powers and functions of the National Rating Tribunal for the connected purposes. So away from providing for appointment of powers and valuers, the National Ratings Bill 2022 consists of other proposals. Among them is that the tribunal established shall sit at such times in such a place as it may appoint to ensure reasonable as well as equitable access to the services of the tribunal. And remember that this particular tribunal is supposed to deal with matters land rates, as well as ensure that there is appropriate technology used in the implementation of this particular act on matters lands ratings. Article 209, subsection 5 of the Constitution confers that Parliament, or confers on Parliament rather, powers to regulate as well as exercise the fiscal responsibility by the county government. And a look at the principal objects of this bill is to provide a legislative framework for the imposition of property taxes on matters land and buildings by the county government. And this is pursuant to standing orders, or rather pursuant to Article 209, subsection 3A of the Constitution. This bill, introduced at the Senate by the Senate leader of the majority party, seeks to provide for the enhancement, certainty, as well as uniformity and fairness in levyings of property rates by counties. The bill also seeks to provide for buoyant service of revenue for county governments. And according to the bill, the revenue is necessary to enable each county government perform the functions assigned by the county governments as set out in the fourth schedule of the Constitution, as well as enable the county governments realize their development agenda. Upon the passage of the bill, there will be establishment of the National Rating Tribunal responsible for resolution of disputes relating to property rating. Part 3 of the bill contains provision on appointment and powers of valuers. Clause 21 of this National Rating Bill, Bill number 55 of the year 2022 from the National Assembly, lists the criteria on one to be appointed as a valuer. Further clauses in the bill gives the responsibilities as well as powers of a valuer. And Clause 25 provides for the role of the chief government valuer with respect to matter standardization as well as harmonization on preparation and implementation of the valuation roles across the counties. The bill further gives a general basis for valuation, declaration of rotable areas as well as methods for valuation, and also provides for preparation and contents of valuation roles and supplementary valuation roles together with their alterations. The bill further lists matters to do with publication of the role and the objections thereof, as well as exceptions that are provided in the part. Allow me to hand you over back to the chamber to follow up on how the House will be considering amendments of the National Rating Bill, National Assembly Bills number 55 of the year 2022. Enjoy your viewing.
Honorable Senators, please resume your seats. Remove your cards. Sergeant at Arms, please confirm that the cards are in order. They've closed. Sergeant at Arms, once you've confirmed, please let me know. Senator Beatrice Ogola, Senator Mariam, and Senator Beatrice Tobiko. Senator Tobiko, you will not be able to vote electronically? Oh, they've been enabled? Yes. Okay, you've been enabled to vote electronically, so please follow instructions as the rest of the senators. Honorable Senators, you can now insert your cards, log in. Now I put the question that new clause 24A, new clause 24B, and new clause 30A be now read a second time. Proceed to vote. Okay, honorable senators, prepare for the second vote. I put the question that clause 12, 14, 20, 29, 30, 32, 34, 56, and clause 2 be amended as proposed. You can start voting, senators. Senators, please vote. Make sure to vote. Senator Cherargei. Senator Lelegwe. Approach the desk. Honorable Senators, we go to the third vote. I put the question that clauses 3 to 12 as amended, 13, 14 as amended, 15 to 20 as amended, 21 to 29 as amended, 30 as amended, 31, 32 as amended, 33, 34 as amended, 35 to 56 as amended, 57, new clause 24A, new clause 24B, and new clause 30A, the first schedule, second schedule, third schedule, and fourth schedule, clause 2 as amended, the title and clause 1 be part of the bill. Start voting, senators. Honorable Senators, these are the results. The results are as follows. Results for new clauses. Ayes 26, nays 0, abstentions 0, ayes have it. Results for clauses with amendments. Ayes 26, nays 0, abstentions 0, ayes have it. Results for all clauses. Ayes 26, nays 0, abstentions 0, the ayes have it. Senator Methu, please approach the desk. Once the House resumes. Mover to report.
Honorable Chairperson, I beg to move that the committee do report to the Senate its consideration of the National Rating Bill, National Assembly Bill number 55 of 2022, and its approval thereof with amendments.
I put the question that the Committee of the Whole do report to the Senate its consideration of the National Rating Bill, National Assembly Bills, number 55 of 2022, and its approval thereof. As many, with amendments. As many as of that opinion say aye. Aye. As many as of the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it.
Honorable Senators, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, sir.
Chairperson to report.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to report that the Committee of the Whole has considered the National Rating Bill, National Assembly Bill number 55 of 2022, and its approval thereof with amendments.
Mover.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. I beg the Senator of Laikipia, what is his name? Kinyua?
Senator Laikipia to second.
Mr. Speaker, I second.
Honorable Senators, I propose the question that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. I put the question that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. As many as of that opinion say aye. Aye. As many as of the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the National Rating Bill, National Assembly number 55 of 2022, be now read a third time. Mr. Speaker, I request the Senator for Kisumu to second.
I second.
Honorable Senators, I propose the question that the National Rating Bill, National Assembly Bills number 55 of 2022 be now read a third time. I put the question that the National Rating Bill, National Assembly Bills number 55 of 2022 be now read a third time. Division at the end. Honorable Senators, will now go for division. Sergeant at Arms, ring the bell for 5 minutes.
The division bell is yet again ringing at the Senate this afternoon. This division bell is pursuant to the directives by the Speaker, Senator Abdul Haji, currently presiding over the business of the House, directing the Sergeant at Arms to ring the quorum bell for the House to consider the National Rating Bill 2022 for the third reading. Already, the Committee of the Whole has dispensed with amendments that were proposed to various clauses in the bill. And so the bill will be moving to the third stage, popularly known as the third reading. Upon that particular vote that is about to be undertaken in the next 2 minutes, the Speaker has directed that the bell be rung for 5 minutes. This particular bill pertains the establishment of a tribunal to deal with land rates across the 47 counties. That whereas any land for which rates are due in public land held by a national government entity and is located within the jurisdiction of any county government, the county government shall purpose matters to do with assessing the contribution in lieu or matters rates payable to the county government in respect to that parcel of land. Allow me to hand you over back to the chamber so you follow up on the developments.
Order, Senators. Order, Senators. I put the question that the National Rating Bill, National Assembly Bills, number 55 of 2022 be now read a third time. Honorable Senators, please log out and log in. Are we logged in? Start the voting. Start voting. Honorable Senators, the results are as follows. For the third reading, Ayes 26, Nays 0, Absentia 0. The ayes have it.
A bill for an act of parliament to provide a comprehensive framework for imposition of rates on land and buildings by county governments, to provide for the valuation of rateable property, to provide for the appointment and powers of valuers, to provide for the establishment, powers and functions of the National Rating Tribunal, and for connected purposes.
Thank you very much, Senators. Sergeant at Arms, you may draw the bars and open the doors.
Honorable Senators, I'll reorganize the order paper, and we are just done with order number 11, so we go to order number 20. You can call it out, Clerk.
Order number 20, the Houses of Parliament Bicameral Relations Bill, National Assembly Bills number 44 of 2023, second reading.
Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I beg to move that the Houses of Parliament Bicameral Relations Bill 2023 be now read a second time. Madam Speaker, this is a very important bill whose history we all know, that sometimes around the year 2018, Senate did something quite historic. The entire House folded, and we walked hand in hand, Mr. Speaker, from these chambers of Parliament all the way to Milimani High Court. We had tried every known route of diplomacy, Mr. Speaker, to set normal relations between us and the National Assembly. And for various reasons that are well known and documented, both within and without of the precincts of Parliament, Madam Speaker, we were unsuccessful. And therefore, we thought that the better thing to do would be to seek justice in the courts of law. And therefore, led by our Speaker then, Speaker Ken Lusaka, now Governor Bungoma County, all the 67 delegations that day walked in, and we marched to the Milimani High Court, Mr. Speaker, and presented our petition. And since then, we have had our victories. We've also had our losses. While the judges of the High Court agreed with us, there are certain aspects of what we felt that they needed to set aside in terms of procedures of Parliament and what is done in the strict sense of interpretation of Article 110, Mr. Speaker, and so many other disputes that we have between us and the National Assembly. They have since been various positions, from the Supreme Court to the Court of Appeal to the High Court. Basically, every level of the judicial authorities of this country, Mr. Speaker, have had a say on this very thorny and sticky issue. Unfortunately, Mr. Speaker, there is lack of symphony in the guidance that they have given to this House. While one court says this, the other holds a different view. And you can see that this is something that will take us to reason together as the Houses of Parliament, because we are the ones who are the users of this particular clause of the Constitution, Madam Speaker, and are therefore better placed to understand how best we can work. In fact, Madam Speaker, on many occasions, I have said this, that if the relation was to be kept, as is the case right now, where speakers of both houses consult and agree prior to the publication of any bill on both houses, it's not the ideal situation, because there have been occasional squabbles about either a bill that didn't come for concurrence or otherwise from either sides of the House, Mr. Speaker. But in a nutshell, it is what we seek to achieve with this bill. And because we are doing this for posterity, Madam Speaker, we decided to draft and put this in a bill so that we document our relations, we agree, and we move forward. Something controversial that I might say, though, about this bill, Madam Speaker, is that the bill as it is not the position of the Senate. And that I must make clear. It is upon our members of the Justice and Legal Affairs Committee, including yours truly, Madam Speaker, that will give perspective to this bill. But we agreed that because this bill, at the time of coming together and agreeing, because many times we have appeared before the judges of the Supreme Court, the highest court of the land, and they have asked our advocates on many occasions that, is it possible that the two houses can agree? And today we file a consent and say, oh, we have agreed on this. Then midway, positions change depending on convenience and many other things, because there's politics also about this. There's institutional ego to protect as well. There are personality issues, Mr. Speaker, that are involved. Therefore, we felt that we better put this in law so that nobody is ever again in doubt on what procedure to follow. There are even many bills, Madam Speaker, that have been challenged on account of just concurrence alone. And many institutions today are hamstrung on their operations because of this dispute between us and the National Assembly. And therefore, when we sat down, Madam Speaker, we decided that it would be better for us to put this in law and seek an agreement that will guide future relations for posterity, so that in another 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now, when none of us are at least here within the precincts of Parliament, Madam Speaker, then those that will be there will celebrate the good wisdom that this House guided with regards to this particular issue. Therefore, I want to go on record, Madam Speaker, that this bill, as I move it, is the National Assembly's perspective on how to carry out bicameral relations. But I look forward to having the final report of the Justice and Legal Affairs Committee on this topic, even as we debate. And in fact, this is one occasion, Madam Speaker, on many occasions I've spoken on the need for us to bring this matter to a close on whether it is proper for members to debate before the report or after the report. And I've said both schools of thought are right. This is now one such occasion where I feel members actually of that committee, and I can see quite a number of them in the House this evening as I move this bill, are here, need to know the input of the users of that particular law. And there is no other user. The user of this law is us, the House of Parliament. Therefore, this is one such occasion, because I've always argued the case, Madam Speaker, that nothing bars us from debating any bill before a committee prepares and presents its report to the House, because sometimes even members of Parliament, ourselves included, need to give our stakeholder views to our committees. And sometimes there's no better avenue than this, the floor of the House. And this is not to say that the route we have used on many bills, which is to debate after a committee has tabled its report, is wrong in any way. The experts of legislative processes like Director Ruge here can inform this debate even better with their experience. But I raise the point, Madam Speaker, that on a bill such as this, there is no better time to debate it than right now before the committee considers the views of the users. And there are no other users. The users are us, members of Parliament, so that you listen to what each and every member of this House wants in a bicameral relation between us and the National Assembly, then input that into your report, bring us the amendments, because I expect a very radical departure on what is proposed in this particular bill, so that then we meet with our colleagues of the National Assembly at the mediation stage and agree to something. We file in both houses and have a law that will guide this process. Then this dispute become something of the past. And we behave like a mature democracy, because that is what is expected of us. So that is the context, Madam Speaker, of this bill, and a very important one, which are properly explained. Section 3 of the bill, of course, provides for the various objects of this act, like I've explained, to provide a framework for the manner of conducting matters of bicameral nature, the publication in Gazette of Bills to be introduced in Houses of Parliament as dictated by Article 109(4, Madam Speaker, and outline also a very sticky issue of Article 110(3), so that you define what is it that constitutes the consideration of bill for purposes of Article 110(3), something that has varied opinions in this Parliament, Madam Speaker, as you will ever imagine. Therefore, Madam Speaker, Part 2 of the bill speaks of the publication and enacting formula, where if a bill is to be introduced by any member of the committee of a House of Parliament pursuant to Article 195 of the Constitution, it shall be published in a gazette such manner as may be specified in the standing orders. This varies from one House to the other. What we do in the Senate does not necessarily hold true in the National Assembly, and vice versa. Part 3 of the bill, Madam Speaker, is at the heart of the dispute is something called the joint resolution of the question of whether that particular bill concerns counties or it doesn't, and at what point does that question arise. We in the Senate hold a completely different view to our colleagues in the National Assembly. We hold the view that that determination needs to be made prior to the publication of any bill. Our colleagues in the National Assembly say that until somebody actually rises on the floor of the House, that the Speaker is blind, the Speaker is deaf, and the Speaker is anything that you can imagine to the Constitution, until they are prodded or pointed to by a member of the House and told, Mr. Speaker or Madam Speaker, I believe this bill as drafted concern counties, and therefore you need to make a determination. Then the Speaker rises and says, I'll make a determination. Of course, there's an obvious flaw in that school of thought, Madam Speaker, because the question then that you ask yourself is, after making that determination, Madam Speaker, where is the chance for the Speaker of the Senate? Yet at that particular time, they had not consulted as the two speakers. We will listen to them during the mediation process, because I know when JLAC, and I trust the abilities of our Justice and Legal Affairs Committee to resolve this question very ably, we will listen to how they propose this particular section. Therefore, Madam Speaker, that is properly covered in Section 6 of the bill, where when a bill is published, what happens, and the nature of determination. Section 7, Madam Speaker, speaks to other consequential amendments that will come. There are various bills which we are being informed, Madam Speaker, that bills relating to election of a member of county assembly or county executive, these provisions actually of clause 6, we are saying there are certain bills that these clauses don't apply to for obvious understanding. May be obvious to them, might not necessarily be obvious to us. There are certain bills which they hold the view that this is not even something for debate. And they have listed a number of the bills, including the annual county allocation of revenue bill, which is something we do on both houses, the appropriation bill that is done in the National Assembly, the finance bill, Madam Speaker, any bill that provides for taxation and revenue-raising powers of the national government, and a bill concerning county governments, Madam Speaker. Therefore, that is something which I'll request our members of Justice and Legal Affairs Committee to guide us appropriately, even as we make that decision. Then, clause 9 guides on after resolution of the question has been arrived at. And it reads, whenever a Speaker of the House of the second House agrees with this question raised as contemplated under Section 8.2, the Speaker shall prepare and transmit a certificate of joint resolution in duplicate for endorsement by the Speaker of the originating House. Remember, I've explained the history about how National Assembly views this issue of the resolution of the question of whether it concerns or doesn't concern counties. That's why it is drafted as it is. And peg somewhere at the back of your mind what the views of the Senate are, and that is well known. Then, finally, Mr. Speaker, is issues such as the money bill, Madam Speaker, in accordance to Article 109(5), something also that has given us a lot of difficulty. In fact, until we resolved this issue of the money bill, Madam Speaker, being determined by the Parliamentary Budget Office, and I must thank the Parliamentary Budget Office. I must say, over time, their views on this Article 109(5) have evolved, as opposed to what I used to see in my earlier days in this House, Madam Speaker, where, excuse me, if you raise any bill, Madam Speaker, and they feel that for whatever reason, and you imagine how difficult it is to have a bill or a law that doesn't cause a charge to the exchequer. If you imagine, it's hard to imagine that you come up with a law which for one reason or the other has absolutely no charge. There's no responsibility of the government. But so long as there is even the slightest imagination that somehow, someway, this bill will create a charge to the exchequer, then it was declared a money bill, and at that particular time, the view was that money bills can only commence in the National Assembly. And therefore, even as a member of the Senate, even if you tried to think of whatever legislation, you will not succeed. Or there are certain provisions of your bill, though close to you, though consequential, you had to drop for that bill to pass. It happened to me a couple of times while considering certain bills, Madam Speaker. That has since evolved, and they are a bit more accommodative in their consideration. Therefore, I must thank the Parliamentary Budget Office for that view. Therefore, Section 12 speaks on that particular bill. I expect that Justice and Legal Affairs will provide the cover. We know it's the constitutional doctrine that money bill can only be introduced in the National Assembly in accordance to Article 114. That's fine, given. But then, the devil is in the details, as they say. It is in the determination of what is a money bill that the fight is in. And that is where we depend on our members of Justice and Legal Affairs Committee to provide clarity on that particular issue. And it's good that as I say this, I see the Chair of Justice and Legal Affairs is in the House with us this evening, Madam Speaker. Section 13 speaks on something that we have since seen, a practice that is properly evolving. You know, we have had this challenge of a member saying, after my bill was moved, it went and gathered dust in the other house. Speaks to the issue of adoption of bills, where when you sponsor a bill, you have to look for a co-sponsor in the other house, a practice that has already been established. But remember, I said, part of the reason why we are doing this law, Madam Speaker, is so that we put what is in practice to be in law, because we don't want to rely on just gentleman's understanding. Part 4 of the bill, Madam Speaker, is just about procedure, which is the conduct of joint proceedings and committees, that if you pass an ordinary bill and there is one reason or the other, there's need to consider it jointly between the houses, Madam Speaker, how to resolve that particular committee. So that's simply procedure, but you may find ways of advancing it better. Therefore, Madam Speaker, those are basically what this bill is about, fairly straightforward, but like I have mentioned, this particular bill, as I move it, I am fully aware that this is the National Assembly's version of how to run a bicameral relation. A lot of the work has to be done by our members of Justice and Legal Affairs Committee. Allow me to repeat for emphasis' sake, Madam Speaker, so that we do justice to ourselves as a House, pay keen attention, give yourselves sufficient time. Much as there is urgency in concluding this bill, Madam Speaker, because this, we have been granted, I think, 90 days by the Supreme Court to try and hammer an agreement of some sorts. And I think more than half of that period has lapsed. I'm not very certain on the number of days left. But its urgency does not mean you compromise the standing of the Senate. I expect that our members of Justice and Legal Affairs will bring us consequential amendments, Madam Speaker, and our view, and capture it in law. In fact, there are those who held the view that, no, that is a flawed bill. You should not even move it, Majority Leader. But I have explained time and again that there is nothing in a bill that you cannot change. It's only those who don't understand legislative procedures who make such vain arguments. You can change everything in a bill, including even the title, if you don't like what it is called. And it is allowed, Madam Speaker. We have voted here many times, only that maybe sometimes people don't follow and say that the title of the bill be changed to this. I have seen that happen. Therefore, I expect serious changes to this bill from JLAC so that immediately after that we can reconvene and reach a middle ground. But then we will have succeeded in doing something for posterity so that this business of very good legislation, well thought out, being struck down by the courts on very simple arguments such as, Madam Speaker, the fact that it was not properly considered by this or the other House, Madam Speaker, becomes a thing of the past. With those very many remarks, Madam Speaker, I beg to move and request the Senator for Tana River, Senator Danson Buya Mungatana, to second. I thank you.
Thank you, Majority Leader. Senator Danson Mungatana.
Madam Speaker, I want to thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to speak to this bill. I also want to thank the majority leader because he moved this bill in a very, very able manner. Madam Speaker, I'm currently sitting on a mediation committee. About 2 weeks ago, the Speaker of the National Assembly, the Honorable Moses Wetangula, announced that there were 2 bills that had been rejected on second reading in the National Assembly. One that was a land amendment bill, and one was a natural resources bill, benefit sharing bill, which was a bill that I had sponsored. So, Madam Speaker, I was named amongst the senators who would be in the mediation committee with the National Assembly. So this is my second time to be in a mediation arrangement with the National Assembly. So what I'll speak from experience, because the first experience we had was when there was an attempt, a joint attempt by the National Assembly and the Senate to bring some constitutional bills. And Madam Speaker, that attempt didn't go far. There was a committee chairman named from the side of National Assembly and a committee chairman named on this side. Of course, this came as a result of Kamkunjis that were trying to find a way forward on some difficult questions in the Constitution. Madam Speaker, we only had 2 meetings and that committee dissipated. And I want to say that the reason that committee dissipated, the reason it was not successful, was because this particular law that guides the bicameral relations was non-existent at that time. And Madam Speaker, even in these mediation committees that we have, they are basically trying to make sense of the provisions that are in existence right now within the Constitution. As we all know, the Constitution gives wide proclamations. And for those proclamations to be effective, there must be legislation that comes to the nitty-gritty. And Madam Speaker, when you look at the provisions as they stand now, you have a bill that maybe is rejected, or some sections of it are rejected by the National Assembly, and then a mediation committee is appointed. Now, this is not in law. It is just what has been agreed as a procedure that is supposed to work between the lower house and our house here in the Senate. So, Madam Speaker, what happens is that when the mediation committee meets, there's supposed to be discussions and negotiations on the contentious sections of the bills that have issues. And Madam Speaker, when those clauses are then agreed, then there's supposed to be a mediated version. This is the version of the bill that is supposed now to be presented to both the lower house and the upper house. And Madam Speaker, from what we learned and the experience I have had is that we are supposed then to do just a motion attaching the mediated version, the agreed version on both sides. And then if we approve that mediated version and they approve that mediated version, Madam Speaker, it skips the other important stages like committee stages and the third reading. That bill goes straight for assent. And Madam Speaker, the timelines are also limited. So when you look at it, there is a problem in terms of the procedure and the detail of the procedure that is supposed to guide the relations between ourselves and the other house. Madam Speaker, practical difficulties also arise. For example, the bill is supposed to go for mediation and a timeline is set. Now, when does that timeline start running? Apparently, it's when both houses, the first committee sits the mediation committee sits. That's when the time for 90 days is supposed to run. But Madam Speaker, now, practically speaking, like now, you would find the other house has gone on recess. We are going to be on session until somewhere around 30th. So when we are going on recess, the other house is coming. So, Madam Speaker, you will see we are talking about almost 60 days going without the mediation committee sitting. So why am I giving all these details, Madam Speaker? I'm giving these details for those senators who are listening to me to appreciate that there is actually a legal lacuna, there is a legal hole here that we need to fix in as far as our relationships between the National Assembly and the Senate is concerned. And this must be fixed today, not tomorrow, because we have a lot of pending business between the two houses. And a lot of times we have some different viewpoints on the same issues. Madam Speaker, for example, the National Assembly, in my opinion and with a lot of respect, for example, does not go beyond the moment they see or they think or they feel that this is a money bill. It does not, they don't go beyond that. They are sort of like held there and they make a decision to reject a bill. When in actual fact, they come from counties and those bills actually assist where they come from. So, Madam Speaker, it is critical on my part to second this bill and urge senators to speak to this bill. And I fully agree, Madam Speaker, with the fact that the input of JLAC is truly required in this matter, so that when I hope the chair of the JLAC committee will have earlier opportunities to speak to this bill, so that members who are going to follow can hear and see the thinking behind what we want as a Senate. And Madam Speaker, I would want to say this again, that possibly at the earliest opportunity, let the report that will guide us, the report of JLAC, be tabled, because we would want this debate to be well-informed, well-guided, so that we can get the kind of result that we require. Madam Speaker, I have a lot to say, but I do not want us to pass the time, so I would stop there, and I beg to second. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Honourable Senators, I propose the question that the Houses of Parliament Bicameral Relations Bill, National Assembly Bills number 44 of 2023 be now read a second time. I can see the chair, JLAC, is here.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I have been struggling to check with regards to the timing. Yesterday, Madam Speaker, we had an issue as regards the various clocks in the House. They are reading in different scripts, and it was raised as a point of order, and directions were given by the chair then that the clock on my left, the clock on my right, and the clock directly against the chair should be in sync. And I believe there must have been a missing link in terms of administration. And that is what, indeed, Madam Speaker, misguided the Honorable Senator Mogatana as he was struggling to check on the time. However, Madam Speaker, with that in mind, I believe that is...
Senator, if I can give a guide on that clock, in my view, I do notice that that's a very valid concern. The three clocks are reading differently. So it's actually already 6:30 on the right-hand side, and it's not 6:30 in the middle area, and it's not 6:30 on the minority side. It's only on the majority side that it's 6:30. And I will use the earliest time, which reports as 6:30. And Honorable Senators, I hereby direct that in reorganizing the order paper, that orders number 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and 26 will be deferred to a later date, which will be guided in the session that you come next, that's next week on Tuesday. And I'll also guide that the Secretariat desk align those clocks to make sure that they are reading the same timing to avoid confusion. Now, when we resume the debate on this bill, we resume, so our Chair, J-Lac, will then have a chance to contribute then. Honorable Senators, it is now 6:30 or 6:31, and time to adjourn the Senate. The Senate therefore stands adjourned until Tuesday, 14th May 2024 at 2:30 p.m.